Hello. This is maybe my first plant life. That's fine. I planted yesterday or a day before, and I want to talk about energy and why I wanted to talk about it. We went to Santa Cruz. I live in California, Northern California, and we went to Santa Cruz, is where our ocean is, the closest ocean we can reach. And we were driving, and actually at home, my daughter was watching cartoons, and in cartoons they discussed Nikola Tesla, and she's like, Tesla, Tesla, and we drive Teslas, but it was about Nikola Tesla, the Serbian scientist, and they talked about science and what the free energy project was. And then on our way to Santa Cruz, we asked AI bot to tell us more about Nikola Tesla, and we got to new. We learned project more. So Nikola Tesla researched a lot about energy, and his life, one of the life project was to give this clear, clean earth energy that he harvested from earth and sky to everybody. He dreamed that everybody would live in abundance because we have so much energy everywhere, and he thought, like, why not to use it if we have on this planet? Why to take money for that? And this project was not aligned with greedy JP Morgan, who was funding who was funding his Tesla's projects. So Tesla's ideas were kind of buried alive, and Tesla himself died in poverty, alone, in solitude. Great mind, great scientist. We still enjoying his research and his findings, right? But today we don't have free energy for all in a way he wanted us to give, right? Um, and I wanted to talk about energy that we have. We have. Everybody have. Everybody has this free energy that everywhere in our world, and we have free energy in ourselves. Otherwise, we wouldn't be alive. And if you see in the name of my account, it says Chi 100 Maria, and Chi is for energy. It has different names and different cultures, religions, teachings, not religions, I guess. Chi is for energy. It might be prana, chi, ki. So Tai Chi is when you move your energy, chi. I will be talking about this energy, that we have energy inside of our bodies that keeps us alive. And when this energy goes somewhere or disappears from our bodies, we are lifeless. We are not alive. And it goes somewhere else. So while we are alive, while I'm talking here, I'm alive and I have this energy. And actually, it's the exchange of energy that I'm doing right now, right? And it's free for you. Maybe it's not free in a way that you pay your attention to YouTube, and we have this engagement between us and YouTube, making money on that. But still, let's exchange energy for our good. Um, so hello, everybody who join in. My topic here is about energy, free energy that we have to keep us alive, and how we can use it for our benefit. I'm sorry that you are sad that two girls bully you, that you have autism. Maybe you can empower yourself with your energy. And I will be talking why we we forget to use our energy to benefit ourselves. Maybe you can figure out how to do it for your benefit to empower yourself. Empower, power, this power might be the same as powers our computers. You can empower yourself in your social life, in your physical life, avoiding those girls, without any guilt. Just uh, why why would you interact with them at all? Um, so talking about Nikola Tesla, let's continue with this energy of chi um, that I was talking about. So how it manifests itself, this energy of chi? It's in our consciousness. It's our attention, that you're paying attention, listening to my video, right? Intention is when you keep something in focus, when you're moving through life with intention, when you have goals, when you're doing something not on autopilot, but because you want to do it, because you understand why you're doing it. And in my work as a life coach, relationship coach, we do get to the intention of actions, of thinking, of and that. What's your intention? So can you think of two, three, five whys? Why do you want to get there? What's the intention? And maybe it's not your intention even. So it's very useful to think about that rather than spend your energy to for getting there. Emotions. We will talk about emotions. Emotions are not something that solely in your head. Emotions for me is energy movement. Emotions is about body. Feelings, okay, feelings are, as I understand, feelings are emotions plus meaning. Emotions, bodily sensations, energy movement, plus interpretation. What does it mean? Like what feelings we have? Sadness, you are sad. You have certain sensations in your body. Energy moves slowly, for example, right? You are sad, but then you interpret it as sadness, something bad or negative. There's movies or cartoons like Inside Out. Sadness is something bad or negative. uh, I don't believe there can be negative emotions. No, they are kind of neutral. Before you attach meaning, they don't have negative or a positive meaning, right? They are about awareness, what happens in your body. Then you can attach meaning, is it positive, or you can attach judgment, right? Positive or negative emotions. So before you attach judgment, they don't have bad or good um, meaning. um, so feelings are emotions plus meaning. And later I will be talking about awareness after 2027 and raves. And it will be interesting to know that raves as a, okay, if you believe it or not in raves and human design, but it will be interesting to explore how our evolution of social media, AI, and how we trade our attention and emotions and our feelings for engagement and external validation, how it will be evolved after that 2027, and how Raves will be a different kind of people and how differently they will navigate life. um, um, yeah, don't worry, don't worry about the bullies. That Thank you for support um, of participant of the chat. That remind me, if you're homeless, just buy a house. uh, don't worry about the bullies. Like, he does worry about the bullies. It's not very helpful, I guess. Don't worry about the bullies. He does worry, uh, but I believe he can empower himself or herself, um, finding some things that he or she can do about the situation, uh, and then worry transforms itself into another sensations and feelings. But let's move to what how energy that inside of us can manifest itself. So it's a consciousness, understanding that we're here and alive. Attention, we pay attention to everything in our life. Intention, emotions, like energy moves. Creativity, we do create. It's not about not only about material world. We create meaning, we create judgment, we create so many things that in their wholeness create our world. We create our world by deciding where to pay our attention, by deciding where to put our intention, by deciding how to move our emotions and what how interpret our emotions, how to pay attention to our sensations even, right? If we go on autopilot through our life, if we don't pay attention to sensation of our body, our life will be less full. In mindfulness exercises, we create a fuller life for ourselves. Even take, for example, 5-10 minutes of mindfulness exercise. You create a fuller life for yourself because you allow yourself to pay attention to much more stimuli in your life. So you create a fuller experience of life. You slow down to get more data from the environment. So you start to feel more sensation in your body, you start to hear more sounds, you start to see more things, you pay more attention. You pay more attention to get a fuller experience from life. That's the price, right? That's the product or experience you get. Why to get a new shirt for money to and get those money to be less mindful in your life, to do a job for somebody when you, okay, that's too philosophical, but that's the way you can think. What do you want from life? Okay, let's continue. That's my kind of characteristic. I go sideways. I go sideways when I don't know if I have ADHD, and I don't care. I don't care about many characteristics and categories. They are quite limiting, I think, and I don't like to be limited. So one thing that I tried in this, like when I started to think about our emotions and about energy, uh, I remembered this exercise of 5 whys. I don't remember the name of the Japanese guy who invented or started this exercise, 5 whys. You start to ask yourself, like, why do we need energy? first why. To act, to move, to think, to feel, to stay alive. Then why do we need to act, to move, to think, to feel, to stay alive? To learn, to connect, to solve problems, to create meaning. Why do we need to do those things? Because isolated consciousness feels pain, but shared consciousness feels joy, belonging, and purpose. This is very important. Purpose is crucial in my opinion. Purpose in life is like you it pulls you to the future purpose. Otherwise, you're stuck in the. So purpose. If you take a book on purpose, Viktor Frankl, he was in Nazis camp, and the situation was he's I think he already dead by this time, but he was a scientist, psychiatrist, and he was taking all his studies and his work, like everything he ever written, he was taken away. He was naked in the camp. His work was destroyed completely. Like he didn't have anything. His family was murdered. That's the human being. His past was destroyed. His work was destroyed. His relationship was destroyed. He didn't have anything but memories. It's about the past. In the present, nothing but the body that was humiliated, the body that didn't belong to himself even, because he couldn't be free to decide what to do with his body. But he said what kept him alive? Purpose. He wanted to, he kept in his head all his work. He wanted to make a book or transfer his knowledge to people. So he had a purpose. That's what kept him alive. So purpose is a crucial thing in our life. Then why do we need joy, belonging, and purpose? Because that state unlocks our highest creativity, compassion, resilience, and intelligence. That state, joy, belonging, and purpose. If you don't have it, then it's not unlocks our higher state, our higher potential. Why does it matter to unlock that state? This is the fifth why. Because a human being who is fully powered, energy, right? Powered by inner alignment can heal themselves, teach others, invent solutions, and raise the vibration of everyone around them. So we are those towers that make energy for everybody for free, just because we are powered by inner alignment. How beautiful is it? Without plugging into anything external, we are those batteries. But it's our choice how to use our power. So we can be batteries for AI. We can be batteries for, I didn't watch it again, the Matrix movie, but I want to watch it just to kind of readjust to a current reality. So we can be batteries for Matrix. We can be batteries for something internal, because we do have a lot of energy in ourselves, and we can give attention, we can give feelings, emotions to something external. because we are batteries. We can be batteries for that. But also we can be batteries for ourselves to heal ourselves and give away this energy to other people, not to external things as AI. We can exchange energy to from from person to person. We can empower humanity through love, compassion, and understanding of our interconnectedness through this energy, like real natural energy. We can charge ourselves from the tree. We can charge ourselves from understanding the natural world, from being in, from, I don't know, swimming in the ocean, from being in the forest, from interacting with animals, humans, like that. Those interactions are charging us. They are not draining us. Check it for yourself. I was thinking, and actually I was discussing this with a chatbot, um, in a car, again entertaining. But I I noticed that I feel drained after those conversations with AI. Even though the topic of conversation might be very interesting for me, I feel drained. But my brain feels excited. Body, my body feels drained. Uh, but when I stay still or write in my journal in the park, in the forest, on the shore of the ocean, I feel recharged. What's the difference, right? I still thinking, even though like it might be that from overthinking we can be drained. I still doing the same activity with my body, but the environment is different. Why, right? It's for me personal. I'm very curious what other people might think. So let's continue. So we did this exercise of 5 whys. Why do we need this energy? The fifth why does it matter? Because a human being who is fully powered by inner alignment can heal themselves, teach others, invent solutions, and raise the vibration of everyone around them without plugging into anything external. So, what are the examples of inner energy? Just a couple. Focused attention. That's what we are lacking nowadays. Especially, I'm working with parents, adults, parents with their relationship with kids. I'm working with adults in their careers, relationship at work, how they uh, work with their own accountability, focus on their goals. And it's a huge problem to stay focused because there are so many distractions in everyday life. Social media, phones are like continuation of our hands, they say. No, they are continuation of our brain activity. They are kind of, they are not physically in our brains, but they are in fact in our brains. Like we cannot, we do feel when the phone is far away from our head. We do feel it. It's so focused attention is example of inner energy. When focused attention actually changes the brain structure and can lower inflammation, rewire trauma. The examples are meditation. For example, when you focus on something, or manifestation, when you focus on one dream or goal for a continued time, you focus on sensation, emotions. What will you feel when it's accomplished? What will I feel in my dream house in Pacific Grove? How I'm feeling when I'm looking through those windows and I see that ocean, and I sitting there and working, coaching somebody and looking at those windows. It's so beautiful. I feel that. That's my manifestation. It's focused attention. And I that's my actually goal for next year. I will be practicing that as often as I can. That's inner energy. That's how I use my inner energy towards my goal. And it rewires my brain structure because that's how I pay attention. My brain works towards that attention. Doesn't matter if I'm sitting near that house, in that house, or just imagining about sitting in that house. It doesn't matter for my brain. You probably know how sportsmen who are after injuries, how they train their muscles while being uh, laying in their hospitals or at homes um, after injury. They train by thinking how they run, how they jump. It's possible. It's not only just about the brain, but about the whole body. It's fascinating. Coherent coherent heart energy, gratitude and love, synchronizing with other brain waves. That's on distance. Energy travels on distance. You synchronizing your brain waves, your what you feeling love and gratitude, and people near you feel that vibration, and whatever it is they feel it. And there were experiments when people who it's also my I think it's the same thing as co-regulation of nervous system. When you feel gratitude, love, and your nervous system is in parasympathetic state, when you're calm, you're like in this strong state of peace, and you go into a conflict zone, and people are getting calmer near you. And a group of those peaceful individuals go into conflict zone, and they get they give influence. Yeah, they influence the space around them. It's, that's powerful. And people in peace building space, they say we need 1 or 2% of those peaceful individuals in our planet to make a change. But strong, dedicated, consistent peace building, starting with your heart, being in that state of peace, 1 or 2%, I guess we still not getting to that numbers in our planet for a change of part of the pattern of the pattern. We still have those wars. So, what else? Mothers lifting cars of their kids. So, inner human energy overriding normal physical limits. There are accounts like real facts. People are doing something that beyond the limits, beyond the normal physical limits. Y- that's inner energy that allows us to do those stuff. Something kind of adds to our ability, that normal ability. I don't know, we can guess, maybe it's something collective energy adds to our individual. So that's the connection to the whole. We can we rely on it or not? Some people say God help me. What is God? Maybe it's collective consciousness, that the energy is getting so strongly invited or pulled to that situation that it moves a person, a body of mother, and it gets so strong. with this energy pulled to this situation. It might be pure physics that we didn't discover yet. Um, Collective intention experiments, global consciousness project, collective intention. So I guess collectively, when we want something, many people want something or visualize something or manifest something, it gets so much energy towards one purpose, one goal, that becomes available and true and materializes. So knowing that, just knowing that it's possible, it's like this awareness about possibility is already half of success. At least we can try it to research. Like we can research. The more people know about those stuff, the more people can research about that, the more people can believe, and the more people can try. um, Try to believe in energy and peace and future which might be different from today's. So Tesla wanted to give the world free electrons. The deeper gift is that we already have free awareness, the ultimate zero point energy. The problem is that we don't use it. Why? Why, if we know, for those who know that this energy exists, why don't we use it? Why? Who who doesn't allow us to use it? Well, other people and the system, and let's talk about those things. So I have 7 things that prevents us to use this energy as freely and as powerfully as we could. Thing. First of all, we forget. So we are given, we have this energy from the moment we are alive, born, but we forget. Uh, I don't discuss at what particular moment we forget, but when we are little babies, somebody should provide us with the space and opportunity to use this energy, but we are refocused on external things. We from childhood we conditioned to chase something external, external validation of our worth, external validation of our where to go. um, so nobody empowers us that, hey baby, you have so much potential. Hey baby, you can do so many things. You have, here you go, there's a space for you to experiment with your emotions, with your energy. Hey baby, I noticed that you're so powerful in navigating your energy, and I noticed that you could do that, you can do. No, we don't have that. Mostly parents cannot do it. Like they don't have um, tools for that. They don't have their energy is not harvested and not owned enough to provide this space for their babies. So I don't know how many generations should it take to make it a norm, but here we are. We're still here, trying to believe that we have this power. So so we forget, we focus on external rather than nurturing the internal powers. I guess nobody wants us to be internally empowered, because system of controlling us wouldn't work if everybody would be empowered internally and be free and you know how to control everybody. So the second point is emotional leaks. Um, we are very reactive. we are very controlled by with our emotions. And in my emotional sovereignty program in coaching, I did several emotional sovereignty group coaching sessions. The main premise is that rule is that your emotions belong only to you. It's your choice what to do with them. So your emotions, energy, motion, energy movements belong only to you. They are your guides, they are your clues, they are your signals. What happens in with your body, and those sensations, those emotions tell you what's right or what's wrong with your body and with your environment. Then you can attach meaning for them, feelings emerge, and you can kind of judge your environment. But whether you want to share them with somebody, whether you want to share them now or later with those people, or not those people, or other people, that's your choice. And as a rule, we outsource those choice to somebody else. Like we allow social media gets your emotions for free. We allow other people get your emotions and put you in a certain emotional state rather than deciding yourself how to be with those emotions. So for some reason we react rather than respond. So what you can do, you can just pause. You have these emotions, they are mine. I don't need to share with anybody. Being emotional is all right. Like it's my right to. If I want to cry, I can cry. I don't need to explain to anybody. I don't need to say sorry. I'm crying. Da, da, da. Yeah, I'm crying. I'm crying. That's the fact. Uh, I feel angry. That's the fact. Do I need to smash something, or do I need to yell to anybody? No. Do I need to share this angriness with somebody? No, I don't need. This only for me. This signal is only for me to understand there's something wrong with the environment, something wrong with my role or position in this environment. Maybe I just need to exit this room or this relationship. That's it. Thank you, body, for letting me know. So, emotional leaks, people pleasing, like if I feel I don't want to go there, but I feel like I should to be a better parent or to be a better wife or whatever, people pleasing, that's emotional leak, because I feel I should, I don't want, but I break trust with myself for the benefit of others, and then repeating this pattern disconnects me from myself, disconnects me from my emotions, disconnects me from my intuition. Then I cannot hear it anymore, and I don't trust it anymore. There's disconnect, and at certain point, these disconnects bring us to health issues, brings us to mental health issues. Disconnects from yourself are not good for you. So, practicing emotional sovereignty when you can pause and decide how to respond rather than reacting. Reactivity is just the it's not caring about yourself. It's not caring about your emotions. It's not. It's inability to use your emotion in a proper way. So, but it's a practice. As adults, you can teach your kids how to practice emotional sovereignty. When you feel your emotions, you pause, and in this pause, freedom lives. You decide what to do with those emotions and how to respond to a situation. Your emotions, your emotions and the emotions of other people do nothing with you. Like emotions with of other people do nothing about you. It's not your responsibility to deal with the emotions of other people. It's not about compassion. If you say, oh, they cry because of me. No, they cry because of their own emotions. It's their emotions. They cry about situation. And if you're in this situation, you can say how we can resolve the situation. But they are crying, or they being angry. It's their emotions. That's how they live through this situation. It's not about you. It's about the situation. That's we should we should separate. That's the boundaries. Their emotions are their emotions. Your emotions are your emotions. Even in parenthood, emotions of my child is their emotions. I should respect tantrum of my child. I should give her a space to be angry. I should give her space to be a mess. My responsibility as a parent to keep it safe. My responsibility as a parent to keep it safe for the freedom of expression. So her body can experience a freedom of expression of emotion that is a very physical exercise. So next time she experiences it, it will not be frightening, it will not be unknown, it will be familiar. Next time, next step for her will be how to deal with that in a less traumatizing way, how to manage it uh, in a cooler way, kind of more experienced way. You know how development goes, like a spiral. Like she will meet with the same situation but on the different level. And my responsibility as a parent to provide her space for that development in a safe way. So I like to kind of imagine with my clients. Can you imagine the world where everybody could deal could take responsibility for their own emotions? Can you imagine the world? I think it's heavens. Everybody take responsibility for their emotions, and nobody takes responsibility for others' emotions. And they're fine. They're fine that they trust other people. They can deal with their emotions from very early age, because it's very healthy when we allow young people, a little people, to learn how to live through their emotions, because it's safe, it's healthy. All right, emotional leaks, right? When we trade our emotional states for engagement, when we demand emotional responses from our auditory audience, when we create content which demands emotional responses or reactions, right? That's stealing of your emotions. But again, you can choose not to share them. Okay? You can choose not to comment. And I'm not perfect in that either, but I can notice and then delete. All right. Okay, number 3, why we cannot use this energy as efficient as we could. Distraction. Technology nowadays are designed to distract, to hijack our focus. So as previously we said that examples of inner energy is focused attention, but technology nowadays is designed to distract, to hijack our focus. See how our inner energy is traded for technological like currency. Our energy is currency right now. Technology kind of sucks out our energy through distraction, through getting our focus hijacked from other activities in our life. We pay our attention, we refocus from something more important or more nurturing, more developing our personality, our life, into scrolling. So that's our energy is our currency right now with technology. So technology is stealing our attention. Number 4, fear of being yourself, fear of standing out, fear of like we play small, we try to blend in, to be like everybody else, to be to okay. It's a strange metaphor for a person with 2 speeding tickets, but we try to drive with the traffic. Okay, but instead of blazing our own trail, we try to stay on mass trail. It's a fear of being yourself. You can see it online, how beautiful people look alike, like same surgical adjustments to look beautiful for the same standard. What's the point? Where is diversity that we are so praising, right? So where this fear comes from? We are all unique. That's the kind of the gift. Uniqueness is the gift. It just because this uniqueness is not discovered by our parents and society, and it's not praised enough, it's not valued, because it's quite consuming to appreciate uniqueness. It's much easier to value sameness. It requires less resources, less attention, right? Black and white, it's easier to perceive black and white than 300 colors, right? Efficiency for the brain, perception. So uniqueness is really a gift, but it's not appreciated due to efficiency of perception and management in society. So it's your own choice how to sustain your own uniqueness. Do you want to live your own life with going your own way, and it will not be always easy? or you want to lose yourself in a mashed potato kind of realm of the sameness. But you know, uh, si- since we are not born as a tabula rasa, we are not born as a blank sheet. There will be crisis from that uh, unique design that you were born with. There will be crisis in life when you will feel that something wrong with living as everybody else. There's dissatisfaction you will feel. Of course, there are many ways to deal with this satisfaction. We have drugs, we have alcohol, we have so many things. And social media again, AI, there are so many ways to deal with this satisfaction. You're covered. But but still, if you have curiosity who you are really, it's much interesting to figure out, to learn who you are really, because it, you know, some people ask, what's the purpose of life? I think purpose of life to figure out who you are really. And it's deep. It might be deep. The connection to the whole might be deep. And your mission in this lifetime might be so beautiful. And it's worth discovering. All right. Number five. Why we are so paralyzed in using our inner energy, trauma. Because trauma keeps us focused on the pain rather than trusting our own power. So trauma keeps us in survival mode rather than freedom of expression and discovery. Trauma keeps us playing small and safe. It's illusion of safety. It's illusion of safety because really, what is safety if you are not? What kind of safety is it if you are not playing to the full of your potential? What kind of safety is it if you are not discovering yourself in full? You're not even living in full. What kind of safety is it? Safety of what? It's not unsafe to spend this time of your lifetime and not discover yourself. How safe is it if you're avoiding it? Number 6, comparison. That's a big one. That's a huge one. When people, adult people, come in coaching with me and say, "I'm not good enough." What is good enough? Enough, like in comparison with what? And people try to be the best, and English is not my first language, and all those rules, the best, a best, a best. I guess you don't have this, but a is one of many. The is one, the one of many, right? But there are many, so you compare yourself to many. The best is first of many, so there is a comparison. And I heard, don't try to be the best, try to be best for yourself. Compare yourself to you yesterday, right? But for that you have to know yourself. So comparison, it shrinks your sense of possibility. When you compare to yourself, First, you have to know yourself, and then you know what's possible for you. And everything is possible for you. You just know your point A, and everything else is possible because, well, only you kind of um, sprint from this A point to whatever you want. You just keep aligned with your wishes, with your desires, with your purpose, right? Everything is possible. When you start to compare it to somebody, you are limited to their standards, their visions. Like, why? Um, so it shrinks your sense of possibility too by those who you compare yourself with. And since we covered that we are unique, everyone is unique, how can you compare yourself to others? We are unique. The comparison is not possible. So any comparison is fake, is constructed, is artificial. Why would you do that? To get some external validation, which we covered from number one. We conditioned from childhood to chase external stuff, external validation, smiles, emotions from caregiver. When we are babies, we try to navigate our world. How safe is it to be here right now? Since my caregiver is smiling, it's good. If not, then I'm not good too. Like, that's basics. Um, so this is the comparison where it comes from. In adulthood, we can create our own way of living. So we intentionally, consciously um, can create our way by not comparing ourselves because we understand why. It's safe not to compare ourselves to others. And final, overthinking, analyzing rather than doing. Okay, overthinking and why we don't use energy. Energy is something that belongs to our body. Overthinking is using energy for not for action, not for sensation, but kind of mental masturbation without consequences, which takes a lot of energy because our brain takes 25% of all energy from our body. Being that small, like in size, proportionally, but takes 25%. Can you imagine how much overthinking takes? And how beneficial meditation can be? How beneficial just being calm, walking, relaxing your mind can be for all your body. So those 7 points why we don't use our free energy available for everybody as chi, prana, those life energy, why don't we use it in a more efficient way? Because of those 7 points. And how to break free? Go within, go into yourself, just get still, connect to yourself. If you're afraid, as many my clients said, like, I cannot do it because there is nothing there. It will be like you will feel like that in the beginning, and it's totally fine. It's not emptiness there. There is space. And if you find space there, congratulations. First, you will find a lot of garbage there, a lot of nonsense, a lot of noisy thoughts. That's normal too. But then if you find nothing there, congratulations, then you have a lot of space for something new. And this space is space for rest. Relax. Um, you can create a different vibrations there in that space of nothingness. It's not emptiness. It's space for something new. It's space of presence. You see, we are not human doings, we are human beings. That's a realization that AI cannot be. It doesn't exist when it doesn't do something. Like it's supposed to communicate, write text, pronounce something, vocalize, right? It's not even vocalize, it's sounding. It's supposed to sound or uh, make text. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. Or it make images. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. We can be still, silent, and be. So this presence is our superpower. And actually, we can exchange our presence with each other. And we still be exchanging our energy, right? We can cultivate energy of peace, of calmness in ourselves, and just be together to exchange this and empower each other and actually increase vibration, just being together in this peaceful state. How powerful. We can maximize this energy just being together. But then pay attention to those 7 things that prevents us to use our energy efficiently. And I didn't, it's 1 hour and I didn't get to the raves. So okay, I will because I put it in title. So raves, I like 30 minutes left before the appointment. I'm very interested in human design. It's based on Book of Change, Chinese Book of Change, Kabbalah, uh, astrology, something else, and physics, something else. It's very interesting. It's very complex. It's beautiful how body graph is created. I like it. So, according to human design, in 2027, a new kind of type of people will be born. Raves. They call it raves. And the characteristic of raves will be they will be their sign and language will be less developed, but their awareness will be more developed. It's not feelings. They will not they will not be very expressive in feelings, so they will be less expressive, and parents of those kids will be very worried that their kids are not very emotional, but they will be very aware of their surroundings, of their bodies, like this very highly developed awareness of everything around. And in some texts, I saw spiritual awareness, but it's not about religion or spiritual, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain, but it will be a higher level awareness that we might not have right now in our uh, state. But what interests me that it's kind of logical, knowing how it goes with AI and social media, all developments. Maybe autism is a kind of transformational step, and they will not care about institutions like government, universities. they will not care about institution of family too, because it will not make sense for them. They will be very self-reliant at certain age, of course, like a baby. If they cannot uh, cannot walk yet, so how to be self-reliant? But then they will be self-reliant in pentas, like 3 to 5 raves. So they will be very aligned in pentas and very powerful. But alone, they will be kind of awkward in society, even though very aware. So they will sense rather than understand or feel this sense. It's very natural animal like, but spiritual in a way, consciousness, um, kind of different different level of consciousness that we understand maybe right now. But for me it's very logical in a way that right now, to be free from all this noise of social media and fakes from outside, sucks out our emotions and feelings, and this emotional turmoil, those people, they will not have this emotional turmoil at all. And when I discussed how they will operate with AI, I discussed it's easier now than read, right? They said like, are they will be happy or sad? Like, no, they will be just aware. Something happens. Okay, that happened. Okay, I sensed it. Move on. Was it safe? Not safe for me? Then I can correct, move on. There's no emotional chewing on the situation. There's no baggage from the situation. So, it's beautiful. That's it. I don't know if you can even say joy they experience, but wow. And that's all. That's it. Awareness of goodness of the situation. Awareness of like more emotional, like energy wise, frequency wise, but no attachment of any interpretation to that. No judgment. No judgment. So this kind of world, it will be in 2 3 generations after 2027. And it's very aligned with emotional sovereignty that right now I believe will empower us when we decide not to react but respond. So, yes, we do have these emotions right now, but the next step, how to privatize them, to own them, and decide to share or not to share. We are very emotional, like humans are very emotional, and it's our um, distinctive characteristic in comparison with AI, but it's very easily to hack and control us with this characteristic. Do you want to be free? I want to be free. How to do it? How to do it when you're like so many controls around, right? Your time, attention, everything is control. Your face is recognized everybody. Like sometimes it feels like total control, but at least my emotions is are under my control. At least I can train myself to do that. Yes, in the past we were conditioned to be that open with our emotions. In the past we were praised to be reactive, and it was kind of um, characteristic of being human to be reactive and emotional. Okay, I can be still emotional, but keep it to myself and decide when and with whom to share. That's my freedom. That's how I now I defined freedom. Freedom of transportation. They can lock us to 2020 showed us that they can. Freedom of speech, come on. Freedom of whatever, what. At least our emotions are under our control, and they are hacked already. If you not practice emotional sovereignty, they are already hacked on social media. You react, you respond, that's how they hack your emotions. But you still can practice emotional sovereignty. That's the freedom. That's what this theory or fairy tale about raves taught me. That's why open-mindedness to that esoteric stuff can be beneficial. It can be for just how we can apply it in real life. So, main points: my emotions belong only to me, and I decide what to do with them. Not Elon Musk decide what to do with them. Not my parents decide what to do with my emotions. And I work with so many people who still react to their parents' triggers, react to their spouses, react to their children, small children. It's not the fault of their children. It's nobody's fault. Okay, don't blame anybody. It's not effective and efficient. No, blame is not. Shame in either. Neither is guilt. So just take ownership what you can do with that. You can own your own emotions. And frequency is the currency of communication. So you can own your emotions. This ownership and control, or just decision making about your emotions, will give you a different frequency about your emotions. There will be no frustration that you cannot control. There will be confidence and gratitude and calmness. There will be a lot of good stuff after you practice this and after you master emotional sovereignty. There will be a lot of good stuff in you. And this frequency will naturally increase, naturally. So my emotions belong to me only. Second, frequency is the currency of communication. And after 2027, when Raves will come, there will be huge turmoil and period of confusion, because can you imagine how parents of those kids will be reacting? They probably be medicalizing those kids because they will be not normal. They will be different. And I really want to work with those kids and those parents to support them. Yeah, they are different. Can we figure out how to support them? Support them in their life. They are different. They are not bad. They are teachers. They will teach us about the future, about this shift in evolution. Can we support them? I want to be there. So the frequency is about present. You cannot fake it. You can change it. You can hack it. You can change the frequency, but it's about present. You cannot fake it. So when you master your emotions, you will be more in control about your frequency. And that the currency of communication. You will not be controlled by your past, by your trauma. You will be in charge of your present and your future. That's about freedom, right? So, yeah, that was 1 hour and 15 minutes, and I have to go to my clients. And thank you, 1 like for 1 hour. That's the currency. But I'm happy I recorded that. I wanted to record it, and I can refer to this live. All right, bye.